Mr. Ron Bundy, Western Washington University class of 1989, is your commencement speaker. After graduating in 1989 with a degree in business administration, Mr. Bundy began his career at Xerox, working for 10 years in sales, sales management, and senior management roles. In 1999, he joined the Russell Investments Index Group, an enterprise which develops benchmarks used by millions of people around the globe to track investment performance. Today, the Russell Global Index tracks the performance of more than 10,000 stocks in 65 countries. It is one of Russell's fastest growing financial services. From 2006 to 2008, Mr. Bundy was president and chief executive officer of Russell Investments Japan and head of Russell's Tokyo office. I believe in his remarks he will use the current events in Japan to help remind us of the many ways by which, through our humanity, we are all connected. Today, as the CEO of Russell's Index Group, he serves on the company's executive committee and is a member of Russell's Global Leadership Forum. Throughout these years, Mr. Bundy has been an active member in Western's Alumni Association, has sponsored leadership scholarships, and has taken part in such events as our Leadership Luncheon program, where students meet and talk with business leaders about career development and the challenges of effective leadership. Attending the ceremony today with Ron are his wife Tracy, whom he met here at Western, and their teenage son and daughter. Please join me in welcoming a distinguished graduate and friend of Western, Mr. Ron Bundy.
Wow, look at you guys. What an exciting day. Thank you for inviting me to your party. President Shepard, University Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, honored graduates. As a fellow graduate of Western Washington University, I am so proud to be with you here today, and it's such an honor to be here as you turn this page in your life's journey. Now this morning, walking along past Old Main, I was reminded at how much that part of the campus is still the same, much as it was when my wife Tracy and I met here 22 years ago and earned our degrees. Now preparing for this speech, I thought, well, it might be a good idea if I reflect back on my own graduation day. I remember standing outside of Carver Gym, getting ready to come in. I'm a winter graduate as well, so it was a March day much like this, a little warmer. But what I remember the most is the excitement and the energy that was shared between my friends and myself. And now I'm the first person in my family to earn a degree, so I also remember the look on my parents' face as I talked to them outside preparing to come in here and receive my diploma. And as I began to think about that speech on that day, it suddenly dawned on me that I didn't remember a single word of what was uttered during that graduation ceremony. Nothing. Nada. Zippo. So, I hope you have better recall than I did 22 years from now. But if you remember one thing about our time together, I hope that you remember this. Life is a journey. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Now I have two more messages to share with you today. First, and I'm going to get back to enjoy the journey in just a moment. But the first other message I want to share with you today is a great day to be graduating. And the second message, you have an opportunity to be a real difference maker. Said another way, you are ready for the world, and the world is ready for you. In many respects, today may be a better time to graduate, and you are better prepared to chase after your dreams than in any time in recent memory. Markets are up, down, up. Unemployment is eking down, but just by a little. But more importantly, you've got the energy and the drive and the creativity that companies need today to be successful. In addition, each of you possess unique skills and perspective that will give you sustainable competitive advantage in the job market of today and tomorrow. This generation is so amazing in so many ways, not least of which is your command of technology. As I look around at Russell, at our new graduates, and I watch my own 2 children at home, it's amazing to me the productivity, ingenuity, and resourcefulness that all of you exhibit. As a group, this class is easily twice as productive as I am on your finger-based and your thumb-based devices. In fact, I see a few of you out there right now probably texting, how much longer is this guy gonna talk? Or this guy over here, dude, did you put the beer on ice? I put mine on ice. Now consider this. The average American spends between 4 and 6 hours every day on their computer. We've already established that you're twice as productive as I am in that kind of environment. That gives you 2 extra hours of productive time every day. And if you roll that over your entire career, that gives you years of added productivity over old school guys like me who still rely on paper. Now that's very valuable. The point is that the Western Washington University class of 2011 is better prepared and better equipped to enter into the global job market than any class before you. It's exciting. You are graduating at a good time. Which brings me to my next point. Don't just make a difference, be a difference maker. There's a subtle difference. A difference maker strives to make an impact every day in every interaction. So I have a collective challenge for all of us today. When you leave here, don't just think about how much you can make. Think about how much of a difference you can make. Now, I have a few ways that I try to put this into practice for myself. They're little things that work for me, but they're in no way unique to me. So here's a few suggestions. Let's try to surround ourselves with people who are smarter than us and who are better at what they do than we might otherwise be. If we do that, we'll always be challenged to stretch and grow, and we'll never stop learning. Now here's how I put that into practice at work. I only hire people that are smarter than I am. Now that can be problematic, because inevitably I'll be in with my team. One of them will lean across and say, well, you know, Ron, by your own definition, we're all smarter than you are. Fair enough. In which I say, since I only hire people that are smarter than I am, I can only fire people that are smarter than I am. Touché. Another thing, when we're working in teams, something that you guys are all so good at, let's always give all the credit to the people that are on our teams when things are going well. And when things aren't going well, let's take that personal accountability and responsibility onto ourselves. Give the credit, take the blame. Doing this simple thing will earn you the trust and respect of all of your colleagues all around you. And trust and respect are really important assets. We can all make differences in small ways in every interaction. At home, Tracy and I try to make a difference with our 2 wonderful children by making them feel treasured and valued, and then we make them do their homework. We should all find ways to make our friends laugh, and we should find the time to make them dinner. And last but not least, in our communities, we should find ways to make a little bit of fun of ourselves, especially when it's for a good cause. I recently had the opportunity to spend an afternoon with some of my colleagues from Russell, working with a cause called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. And that's exactly what we did. I spent 2 hours walking around downtown Tacoma, high heel shoes, fishnet stockings, Daisy Duke shorts, button-down collar, and a sport jacket. Now believe me when I say it was not pretty. In fact, it was so not pretty that donations skyrocketed. You see, when you take the time to make a little bit of fun of yourself, people around you will start to do wonderful things. It can be very impactful. And on that day, we were trying to make a small difference for a group of women that really needed our help. It was well worth the embarrassment. And if you don't want to be the only one in high heel shoes and fishnet stockings, then bring your friends along and bring your cameras and then post their picture on Facebook. So that's our collective challenge, to try and make a small difference every day in people's lives, in our communities, and in our careers. You can do it. Now, I'm in the finance industry. Did I know that I was going to be in the finance industry when I was sitting where you're at? No, I didn't. But it's taken me around the world. Now, each of you, on average, in your careers, are going to work for 6 to 10 different companies. Think about the opportunities and where around the world those opportunities might take you. Mine took me to Japan. 9 nights ago, I was up finishing up some work, and I got an email alert from the American Embassy in Tokyo. There had been an earthquake. See, my family and I lived in Japan for 2 years when I was working for Russell, and I'd never taken myself off of that email chain. Now, things are still very unsettled in Japan, but the good news is that all of our friends, including the 100 associates that I had the privilege of working next to every single day when I was in Tokyo, they're all accounted for, their families are safe, and they're coping with things as best they can. We're lucky. And the question I'm asking myself today is, how can I be a difference maker today for the people of Japan? And I hope you ask yourself that same question. Ganbatte kudasai, which simply means, please give it your best. Now this brings me to my final point today. Do what you love and love what you do. In other words, enjoy the journey. Think about how you feel right after you completed a big test, maybe gotten your degree, or finished a big project. Sense of accomplishment, relief, perhaps a little intoxication. But those feelings often fade because guess what? Once you finish with one test, there's always another test to start preparing for. And in life, there will always be another test. So take the time to enjoy the experience. Enjoy the learning. Enjoy the moments in between, not just the big events. Life is what happens between the tests. Enjoy it. Graduates, I'm really excited for you today. We need your ideas, your energy, and your commitment to serve our global community and affect positive change. And I hope you keep in touch with Western and become an active alum. And even though you may not remember this speech 22 years from now, I am so proud to be with you here today and share this moment. So in closing, let me just say, as a fellow graduate, have fun tonight. As a parent, be safe. And as a potential employer, if you do anything crazy tonight, do not post it on Facebook. Enjoy the journey. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you much, Ron.